GunninGamerz here, back for another video. Today I got something a little bit different for you. I'm going to be doing a live stream style of video to show you guys the basics of ships at sea, because I'm getting a lot of people that are coming into our streams asking questions about how to do some of the basic stuff around the port. I want to make a video to kind of get you guys up and running, so let's go ahead and get started. Alright, well, before we begin, we're standing out here bobbing around on the dock where you're gonna start out right up there. I'm doing this, like I said, this way because stuff has been changing so fast in this game. This is actually the third time that I've tried to record this, and before I can even get it edited and get it up on YouTube, they've completely been changing everything. So these developers are very active right now, and they are constantly turning things on and off and switching and changing. So this video is being made just 2 or 3 days after the release of the early access for this game. And if you're watching this a month, 6 months, a year from now, everything's going to be entirely different. So we're going to go ahead and get started by running up here, and I'm going to give you guys kind of the lay of the land to get, to help you get started at least right now. But don't take it all word for word because things are changing a lot. I'm also down here in the Florida Keys right now, and we're going to be on the move again tomorrow, so I want to get this video up, and then I'll be back up streaming in a couple days, and we'll take a look at what else has changed. But the first place you're going to notice here is the office. This is where, when you take a mission, you're going to find all of the packages that need to be loaded onto the boat. And these pallets right here, I haven't found any use for or anything that pops on there yet. But when you go into the office, you're going to have the missions that you can take. Depending on the boat, that you've got currently selected, it's going to depend on what shows up here. I think I must be on my medium boat right now because it's showing the medium loads. Your bank, you're going to be able to take out up to 3 loans at a time. Just click them, take them. When you start out, you'll be able to do 50 is the maximum. Again, that could change, but I would recommend, maxing your loans out. That way you can kind of get up and running, and then you're going to be able to easily get the loans paid back probably by the time that they even come due. The days go very slow in here right now, so I wouldn't get stressed out about the loans whatsoever. Take them, max them out, use them, you'll be able to pay them back before you know it. And that's right now. Things are always changing, but once you get leveled up a little bit, they allow you to do 300,000 loans, and again, take them when you can, you'll pay them back no problem. Services are one of those things that once you get them, they stick with you and you can never get rid of them. I've tried to undo that many times and they just keep on coming back. So you use them if you want to. Don't stress about money right now. You're gonna have plenty of it, so I wouldn't worry so much about, the cost. I don't personally use these things, and in fact I can't because I have a bug right now where my radio doesn't even show up. So do what you gotta do there. Don't stress about this stuff and don't overthink it. I haven't really used it or found a need for it, especially if you're making a lot of save games, but you guys kind of do what you gotta do on that. Can't go right, can't go wrong on that. The next thing you're gonna find is the store, and that is where you've got your you're buying all your tackle. You buy your jig, you buy your drill, your hook, your binoculars, flashlight. I haven't found any use for the flashlight whatsoever, but it's cheap, so you can buy it. Various parts, don't worry about this. I don't even know if this is implemented yet. As far as the parts go, parts are the parts. You're gonna be able to maybe use them, maybe not. My inventory is broken, so I can buy all the parts I want. They never show up. So I haven't found a use beyond the tutorial for any of this, the fuses and whatnot. I do have fish farms, haven't needed parts for it, and if I did, I don't know what I'd do because that's all broken right now for me. So as far as the rest of this stuff in the tools, I do recommend picking up all 4 of these because they do come in handy, and we're getting quite a storm right now. It's only been a couple times I've seen this, but sorry for the noise there, the weather's not cooperating. But the smolt you're only going to do when you need to buy or when you get the fish farm up and going. When you do this, and I'll do a further tutorial on the fish farms, but they have been changing them daily. So I'll probably wait like a week or 2 before I even do this, otherwise it's all that information's out the window. I will tell you guys that fish farms are why I have so much money. You make 60 million every time, 68 million about every single time you do 100,000. We'll cover it later, but that's probably going to be nerfed, who knows. But the smolt tank, that's what that is. It's the juvenile fish that you'll take to the fish farm. Don't overthink it. Don't worry about it right away. Same with the fish food. Only gonna need fish food when you're getting the fish farms up and going. When you do it, I highly recommend just buying the big sacks, unlock your crane, load them on, and just go with that. Don't mess around with all these bags. It's gonna take about 3 of these large sacks to fill up for 100,000 fish. Again, I'll cover it in a later video because they've literally been changing that on the daily. The smaller sacks, or the bags rather, they spawn right here. And the larger ones, the big white, you know, the sacks or the bags, they spawn in over here, and you have to have a crane, which is an unlock to do that. Yeah, that's what the storms look like in here, guys. If we went out to the ocean, you'd see a lot bigger waves right now, too. The shipyard. This is probably the most important part of this whole dock area. Wow, it's nice and quiet in here. This is where your boat will spawn in. You can actually see, yeah, it's got that weird glitch. That's actually something that just started this past week when the game released. It was not like this last month. All the water running down, so it does look a little weird. It's kind of creepy. But you could see the boat's actually dirty, and I could pressure wash this if I wanted to. You can climb up here. That's the pressure washer. Turn it on. And I'm not going to do the whole boat because it takes quite a bit of time, but you can see we're blasting the dirt off. And this boat is the only boat that I have actually found that gets really, really dirty. But that's how the pressure washer works. And the other boats I have not seen get dirty. This one, very, very dirty. So I'm not sure if it's built in or what's going on, but again, it's early access. You've got your wardrobe closet. You can change your clothes if you want to. The paint will be coming soon. You'll be able to paint your boat. It doesn't do anything right now. That's really all that there is in the shipyard area as far as things to do. But you've got the laptop. That's where all the stuff's happening. This is where you're going to see all your boats right here. I sold these off earlier. I could rebuy them, but anyway, these are all of the boats. This is where you'll select your boat. This is where you're going to name your boat, which right now is not working. You can change the font. Don't even waste your time as of right now, days after release, because none of it saves. You've got where you can sell the boat. You do take a hit about 30, 40, 50%. I think it's like 30% on the boats or something like that is what it feels like. Maybe it's half. But I know that it seems like it's about half on the accessories. This is where you will install your options. So you'll start out with this engine. You will click on and hold for 3 seconds to buy it, and then make sure that you install the options, okay? Don't forget to hit install, or else you didn't really upgrade your boat. You've got your fuel tank options. Your fuse boxes are on the tier 2s only. Haven't had any electrical issues, so don't know too much about that. You've also got your throttles, your steering, which is all cosmetic. Steering and throttles, I've been told, don't do anything other than cosmetics right now. I can't stand the top wheel. I'm not going to put that in a boat like this. It's stupid looking, so I just went with something else. Searchlights, I guess they are maybe brighter. I've not really done a comparison. Never had much need for them. The fishing boats, maybe a little bit. And then this specific boat has 2 searchlights. Most of them just have 1. If you have any other rigging, you will rig that here. This one's got the apparatus for doing firefighting, which I've not had one of those pop up yet. And then of course maintenance, where you can fix your boat if you damage it. And there's also the ability to do the engineering to fix part of the boat, whether it be 10, 20, or 30. And if you're in like this boat, for instance, you go into rigging, you're going to have long line and light cargo, and you're also going to have net fishing, which they ironically just removed that this morning because it is broken and people keep complaining about it, so they pulled it out of the game. It'll be coming back soon. That's where you would rig up for your net or long line or whatever you decide that you are doing. So we'll select that boat for the moment. That's pretty much what's going on in there right now. So the shipyard is where it's at. Do note that if you have anything like your long lines are deployed on your boat when you're in here and you were to step outside, you will lose them. So be careful with that. But if you're trying to get rid of like some smaller long lines like the 250s, that's one way to get rid of them. You can just put them in there, spawn in, the boat's gonna, or leave the shop rather, they're gonna spawn right there, and away you go. God, I could have probably picked a better day with weather to do this, but anyway, the cranes, you can only unlock the small one right now, and you don't need that until you start doing tier 2 stuff. So don't waste it on cranes right away. When you're in tier 1, there's no need for it. You need to have your class 2 license. Look at that lightning. That's entertaining, at least. This is what the medium cranes look like right here. Medium cranes are, you know, a little bit bigger. When you go and pick up the trash will go right here. This is where you will put the trash bags on the trash mission, and it'll tell you that. Going further down here, we're gonna run down around the corner. You will notice there's blue triggers, the markers everywhere. All right, blue is where, that is just a normal docking station. All right, yellow is for the cranes. I should have shown that down here, but yellow is going to be for the crane area right there. That's where you're going to do loading and unloading. It is yellow. And the other colors you're going to run into are red, which are fueling. They're going to be at the fueling stations. Okay, you're going to find those over here. And then you're going to find green. Green are for the rescue missions. So when you get paged out to go tow a stricken vessel, the vessel will need to be brought back to the green trigger. Okay, that's what the green is for. So green is the rescue missions, like bringing the boats back. Blue is the normal, what you're going to find all across the map, where you can just dock, get on and off your boat, and that sort of thing. Red is for fuel, and orange are where you're going to use the cranes. So I assume in the future there'll be another yellow. I think I just said red. Red is fuel, yellow is cargo. I'm assuming there's going to be more yellow coming right here for these cranes. This is what the large crane looks like, I guess. I believe so. This is the large red, the medium blue, and then you've got the little orange smaller cranes. The blues and the reds, the medium and large, they're locked out right now. You can't even use them. All right, last thing on the dock. When you bring your fish back, or if you go out and you're using your jig to catch fish, or you are using your fishing boats to long line or net fish, whatever it be, you will be bringing that back to the fishery, which is this garage door right here. This is where you will go and sell your fish. Any fish in your inventory are going to show up here. I would recommend selling all the fish. Don't worry about selecting a number. They don't go bad right now. There is nowhere else to sell them. There's no price fluctuations like the previous games. Just bring them back, get rid of them. There's also no cap right now. Obviously, this is all going to be changing. But as of right now, if you're watching this video right away, when this first drops with the early access, there is no cap on your boat, so you can go out and fish and fill your little flippy boat with $10 million worth of fish. Kinda dickered, but that's how they got it right now. That's, again, I'll cover all the fishing probably at a later date. There is so much changing going on right now, it is just not even worth covering it. The game is in its infancy right now. So, sell fish, purchasing bait. There is, again, you can read, it tells you whatever you're wanting to go catch. There is no difference from what I have found out in any of the bait. In fact, you can't even tell what is what. All of the bait, no matter if you buy the big one or the little one, all looks like this little yellow bag right here. I'll show you in a minute. And there is no, like, they don't run out. There's no quantity. You never run out. So in my opinion, to be honest, when you're starting out, just pick one that sounds good. Like, I don't know, get the mackerel and buy one small one and go out there and use it. And if you do have it run out, then you're watching this video when they've already implemented that. But right now, there is none. So just one small, send it. All right, that's what's going on. Otherwise, in the future, of course, you're going to have to read and pick out, just like the previous games, and use the right bait for what you're trying to catch. You know, to increase your odds of getting the right amount of fish. The net fishing, yeah, they still let you buy the net, but it is disabled as of right now. This is where you'll buy your net. I haven't done it. Nobody's done it because it's broken. And now it's removed. The long line, I would recommend when you're starting out, you can do, if you're really in a hurry, you can and you don't have the money, you can do the smaller ones. But I highly recommend starting out with the big 2,500 hooks. All right, take the loans and use it. 1, 2, it doesn't matter. Use whatever you can. Eventually, you can go up to at least 4. 4 is a good number. I know people that have said they've used 10 of these. It's gonna take you a long time to put them out. But you could go out there and drop a bunch of these and make millions of dollars right now. Again, this is all going to change. In fact, Flippy, the little tier 1 boat, is not probably going to be capable of using these longer lines. All right, it's probably going to be capped at like 250 or 500. Right now, it is the Wild West where anything goes. So for now, grab the big uns, go out there, drop them in, buy as many of them as you can. Just know that when you have these in the water, and you save your game and you decide you're gonna go run and do some errands and come back, it's not good. You're gonna lose them. You need to have these back in your boat. And the same thing when if they're in the shop and you put them into the holder and you leave the shop, come back in, they're gone. So it's one of the only ways to get rid of them, because you cannot sell these and you cannot delete them. So that's one of the 2 ways: either deploy them or do the thing I said in the shop, and that's the way to get rid of them. If you're like me and I started out not knowing and I bought the smaller 500s and 250s, that's how I got rid of them, and I was able to upgrade to, I run 4 2,500 hooks. I just don't really want to put so many down and be out there all day, but fishing right out of the gate is going to make you millions. The fish farms are going to make you like uber rich. So again, it's changing daily. They had an update to change the fish farms and balance them out. I thought, okay, we were making 68 million in like 2 hours of time. Now you make 68 million in less than an hour's time. So they've actually gone the opposite way, and I'm a little upset about that, but they're making this game insanely easy to make a lot of money in a very quick hurry. So if you are wanting to get into the game, now's a good time. If you want to maybe get some of that easy cash, if you're looking for a more solid game with a little less bugs and a little bit more of a hardcore grind, probably want to wait a little bit. Let this one, you know, ferment, as I like to say. Let it mature a little bit. All right, getting onto the boat, you're gonna find a lot of different things. This boat has a tow hook. It does not let you do the towing. I'm kind of disappointed about that. You do have to use the smaller tier 1. Again, I'm assuming that is because something wrong. There's a bug. But you will be able to use that to tow stricken vessels. This is a service vessel. You can also place cargo right back here. Look at how nice the boat is wet from the rain, and look at how it's drying up. Guys, this game is honestly one of the most beautiful games. So people, you know, are saying, oh, it's got some bugs, blah, blah, blah. I'm telling you, this game, I'm going to be covering it for years to come if they keep developing it, because it is just unreal. The immersion of the storms and the waves, and they don't even have this stuff implemented yet. But that's not part of my basics video, so you'll hear me carrying on and gloating about it in my live streams and further videos. But this is what the fuse box is going to look like right here. That's where you're going to fix the fuses. I haven't had any of this to do, and again, I'm thankful for that, because my inventory is broken. Normally you would see a bunch of slots in here. I have nothing, and you'll see the same thing in here. I've got this weird little black box. I've been desperately trying to get a hold of developers to get help with this, send them my save game, whatever, but they've been busy. I haven't heard anything and have been able to get no help on that. So hopefully I can get that fixed. Otherwise, this whole save game and 50 hours of time are just down the toilet. But this is what the boats look like, and I mean, they're all different inside. I've had a lot of people asking questions about how to, you know, you got your Vias to go into the different views, but when you're in first person, all the boats are gonna have like switches for your lights. This one's got 2 for the port and starboard side lights. You're gonna have your working lights, you're gonna have your interior lights, and you're gonna have your running lamps, which are on pretty much by default all the time. The radio, it's not built in yet, that's to come. This is what your radar looks like. It does work. It's maybe needs a little bit of tweaking. None of the other buttons work. It's just on. This is the autopilot. It will be all realistic autopilot. It's not built in yet, so that's yet to come. Your ship log is basically another way of hitting the tab key, which does the same thing. There's tab. There's clicking on the ship's log. We'll cover that in just a quick second. Your throttle, your steering wheel, all that stuff. The horn, you can honk. All right, you can hit L to get into your lantern, or you can hit there. Oh, I'm sorry, no. That is for the right there. I'm spraying water. I know it's really hard to see, but that's how you control that. And in the on the tier 1 vessel, you'll walk out there manually and do it. So we'll X out of that real quick. The lanterns are down right here, yeah, right here. But you can also hit L, and that's how you'll move your searchlights around. So you guys can check that out if you want to. And then of course starting the boat, which will happen if you hit back or forward. But you can start it manually if you like to do things. Well, maybe you can't. You can. This boat, there is a few things that are kind of overlapping. There we go. So some of this stuff is so close. But other boats I've not had this problem, but this one it's almost hard to click the different things because the hitboxes are kind of overlapping a little bit. But that's how you'll do that. And then most importantly, you've got your 6-pack up here. This is not really too useful. It's nice to see for the immersion. All right, kids walked in. I lost my train of thought, but this is like your 6-pack. The information here is not stuff you're going to be using too much, but it is nice for the immersion. Your fuel obviously important. You can see that you also have that on your HUD. Same with the speed. But this guy right here, folks, a lot of people unbelievably don't know about this. This is how you fast forward time. Whether you want to get through a storm, bad weather, you're doing the fish farms, or you're doing your actual fishing where you put your long lines out, you're going to want to let those soak for 12 to 17 hours. I do 12 and then I pick them up. So this is exactly how you're going to do that. You can pick the hours, or you can click this however you want to do it. You rest, boom, there you go. You go an hour. So that is going to be something you're going to be using an awful lot of. So that pretty much covers everything on the boat. And then the last thing is going to be like, again, your inventory. I kind of covered that. Mine's broken, so you guys will see like your radio to do SOS and all that stuff is going to be in here. The boat, all that's going to be in there. If you hit your number, well, again, mine's different, but number 1 for me is jig. Yours is going to be radio. You've got number 2, number 3, number 4 is nothing. Yours is going to be different. Everybody's is different, honestly. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 0 are all the different types of bait. And again, as I said, they all look the same right now. So don't worry about, the bait situation. That is going to be changing here in the future. But to put that away is going to be your X key. All right, hit the X, and that's how you can get it out of your hands. There is a flashlight. I can't get mine to work, but I remember seeing it early on. And then the last thing is going to be the tab key. That's where you can see your license. I'm almost level 4, but you got to have level 2 to get the tier 2 ships. There is nothing else that's going to be given to you via the class 3, 4, and up, as far as I know. But when they release bigger ships, I'm guessing those are going to be the higher class. That's where that's going to make a difference. So that's what that's all about. You've got your levels here with your level 17 is what I am right now. They do get harder the more that you go. Your experience. The only way to get experience is running cargo missions. The only way to get the miles needed, the nautical miles for your license, is by navigating your boat. So if my boat was moving through the water and I'm standing back here, screwing around, they aren't going to add up. They're going to stay still. The only way to get that to go up is by your boat moving and you sitting in this seat. That's the only way to get them to go up, okay? So do remember that. And then as far as the rest of it goes here, we're going to... oh, and then of course your money, the best way to make money, I mean, cargo is like number 3 right now. Fishing is number 2, and number 1 by far is the fish farms. So if you want to know how to make money, that's how you're going to do it. All right, that's how it is right now in order. That could all change. Here's your missions. It's kind of like your log of what you've done. And Again, you pull those from the office. Your skill tree, I'm going to jump back to that one. This just, the boats shows you the boats that you have. Help. I mean, it's kind of like your online manual. I have found it helpful in some cases. I found it very vague and very unhelpful in other cases. I've also found some things in here that are just not right now, but I'm assuming that that'll be changed. So you guys can have a look through that. The skill tree, most things are not available as of right now when the game's releasing. But I do highly recommend that the things that are there, obviously just unlock what you can. Eco driving right out of the gate for me was the most beneficial, because when I started playing this game over a month ago, you used to go through so much fuel. I think they've maybe adjusted that, but eco driving was a game changer for me. Again, things are constantly changing with the balancing of the game, so this could all change. Engineering's another one of those things that basic engineer, you're going to want to get it. That allows you to do the hull repair, 20%, 30% on the higher levels. I do have some points. I've been sandbagging because right now I kind of don't really need this stuff. I've not really been destroying my boat too much, and the fuel economy, I barely use any. And I've got the really big tanks. So I'm sandbagging some points so that when they roll out some of this other stuff that I can't unlock, I'm ready to go. But yeah, you've got basic engineer, electrician. I have had no electrical problems in 50 hours of gameplay. Faster repair, skilled oiler is not available. Fire safety, I have not had one fire in 50 hours of gameplay. Inventory slots not available. Eco driving, very important. Friends in high places, that's going to be the fines, not implemented. Crewmate, all this stuff not implemented. You guys can click it, read it, it explains it. Same with the fishing stuff here, none of it is ready to go. Jigger, it's such a waste. Don't waste your time doing jigger, but I think you have to get through the tutorial if I remember right. Long liner, net, don't waste it today. I think within a few days that's going to be up and running though. Fresh bait, not in here, and the other one is a few more minutes, is not. You guys can read it, explain it. Small crane operator, do not waste your time on this until you're tier 2, because you can't and will not use it. So once you get tier 2, then you're going to want to get it. I will tell you that right now, after so many patches, the medium loads are still broken. Do not waste your time on medium loads today. They've had 2 patches the last 48 hours. Again, it's still broken. I don't know what they fixed, but even on brand new saves, still broken. So I'm sure in the next few days that's going to be up and going, but that's where you're going to get the crane. Medic, move faster. Move faster is so unimportant. You're not really running around the dock that much. This is the biggest dock you're going to run around. So I would not waste points on any of these until you don't have anything else to unlock. And if anything, be like me. Save your points, because you're going to need them when they start unlocking bigger boats. They have faster gutting and all this blah, blah, blah. You're going to want points on that, not wasting, 6 points on running around your dock faster. Deck cleaning is not implemented. So anyway, that kind of gives you guys a good rundown. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this different style of video. I might do more of these in the future, just minimal editing, and be able to get these out faster to you. We're back on the road traveling again tomorrow. By the end of this week, I'll be back up and going on the Twitch, and I got so many videos ready to go on YouTube. So if you like this, please hit that like button. They really help us out. Don't forget to join us over on our Discord and Twitch. All the links are down below. You guys have yourselves a good week, and we'll see you next time. Take care.